When I landed my first job after graduating from university, I went on a totally unhinged spending spree. For example, when I grew up, I was never allowed to play any video games. So what did I do? I bought a gaming PC, a Nintendo Wii, and an Xbox 360 with the motion tracker, just because I could. And in the end, I rarely used any of them. You see, saving money wasn't really on my mind because I didn't know what to save for, and because I never really had any money to save before. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike, I'm pursuing FI, and I'm currently exploring how to live a financially independent life without actually being financially independent yet. Now that I was earning money, I had to find a long-term goal to motivate me to save for. It could have been a car, a dream vacation, or a house. But I don't like driving, and a dream vacation wasn't long-term enough for me. And a house just seemed impossible for me to achieve with the current housing prices in Switzerland. But then I found the FIRE movement, and that was my goal. I wanted to achieve financial independence. And here are the 3 foundational skills that are essential for me to reach my FI journey. 1. Budgeting. 2. Tracking your money. 3. Don't spend your money. That's all. Full disclosure, there's actually a 4th skill that is essential for you to reach FI. It is investing, but it is a bit more complicated and it absolutely deserves a separate video. Also, I don't know how to fit it in the metaphor that I will be using. Yes, I will be using a metaphor here. I'm trying a couple of new things in videos because as long as no one is watching them, I can experiment without actually any judgment. So here we go. Let's compare starting your FI journey with building a pond. The water in the pond represents your net worth. The water flowing in from the water fountain represents your income or salary. The water that leaves the pond via the drain represents your spending and expenses. So how do these 3 essential skills fit in? Budget. The budget represents the plan that you or your fancy landscape architect have for the pond in terms of water inflow, outflow, and the size of the pond. Budget equals plan. Track. Just like in real life, you can track many things in a pond. Rate of water inflow, rate of water outflow, water level of the pond, all of which will give you a snapshot of the pond. Track equals current water level. Don't spend. Spending is represented by the outflow of water. So go adjust the size of drain or find the leaks and cracks in the pond so that what you track is what you budget. At the beginning, the pond is empty or nearly empty, which is the accumulation phase. So you want to budget that less water drains out than flow in, meaning spend less than you earn. And you want to check on the pond regularly, meaning you want to track your income, expenses, and your wealth. If you discover cracks or leaks, patch them, which means reduce unnecessary and unplanned expenses. Here are a few tips I found helpful to start out with these 3 skills and to apply them consistently. Budget. In the beginning, make a rough estimation. There's no need to be too precise. Guess if you don't know. You will adjust it after a few tracking cycles. After your initial roughly accurate budget, make adjustments yearly or only if needed, for example after a pay rise. The budget is your personal plan to reach financial independence. Track. Keep it simple, both in terms of what you track and how often you track. I track income, expenses, and net worth. Income comes from a payslip and net worth from my investment account and bank statements. Expenses can be more granular if needed, but I recommend to use the easiest method to track it, for example credit card bills. And to only dig deeper if you want to find out where to cut expenses. There are many apps and services you can use to track your expenses. Use whatever is convenient to you, or use a simple spreadsheet like me. Don't track too often. I track once a month because I used to get paid once a month, and many of my expenses are monthly. Other people track quarterly or yearly. It takes about 20 minutes for me to track everything. Any more than once a month and I will start to procrastinate. Out of the 3, the don't spend is the most challenging for me. Why? Because I budget once a month, track monthly, but I'm faced with the temptations of consumerism every single day. And here's how I cope with it. 1. I don't go window shopping, both physically and virtually. I don't subscribe to brand newsletters and try to as much as possible ignore social media ads. And I've definitely never ever clicked on any of them. I only go grocery shopping once a week. This requires a bit of planning, but there's less opportunity for me to spontaneously buy things, like that family-sized pack of chips that was on sale. 3. In case 1 and 2 fail, I apply the wishlist strategy for want items. These are items that are not needed, but I could afford. It is simply a list where I put down the item with the date of the initial urge to purchase it. And this item needs to stay in the list for at least 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, think about how often you thought about the item. Often, I will have forgotten about the item. It also prevents me from buying things just because they were on sale, excluding food items. These 3 skills, budgeting, tracking, and not spending, will not only help you during the accumulation phase, but throughout your journey, including when you are financially independent. When you are fine, these 3 skills will help you adjust your lifestyle to match your portfolio's performance in order to minimize the dreaded, unfavorable sequence of withdrawal in case of a market downturn. I hope this was helpful to you. Are you curious how I budgeted and tracked my expenses when I was traveling in Asia for 1 whole year? I went a bit overboard with the tracking of expenses. If you're curious on how, watch this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.